They're fluffy, adorable, and beloved worldwide. But life as a panda isn't as cute as it seems. Behind the iconic black and white fur lies a story of struggle, survival, and hardships that make being born a panda one of the toughest starts in the animal kingdom. From the moment they take their first breath, pandas face a cascade of challenges that most animals can hardly imagine. But why exactly is being born a panda so difficult? Why do they endure such a precarious and fragile existence, even as a species under intense conservation efforts? Today, we're diving into the harsh realities of panda life, to uncover why these cuddly creatures have such an uphill battle from birth. So, grab your bamboo snacks and let's unravel the story of why it sucks to be born as a panda. The struggle begins a tiny start. If you think pandas start life with an advantage because of their size and reputation, think again. Pandas are born shockingly small. Imagine this: the average panda cub is just 3 to 5 ounces at birth, roughly the size of a stick of butter. Now compare that to their mother, who can weigh up to 220 pounds. That's a size ratio of about 1 to 900. For comparison, human babies are usually about 120th the size of their mothers. This disparity is almost unheard of in the animal kingdom. Newborn pandas are completely helpless. They're born blind, hairless, and almost immobile, relying entirely on their mothers for survival. In those critical first weeks, a mother panda has to dedicate nearly all her time to keeping her fragile cub alive. She must cradle it carefully, keep it warm, and nurse it almost constantly, as the tiny cub cannot regulate its own body temperature or even move properly. This vulnerability isn't just a quirk of biology, it's a direct consequence of pandas' evolutionary trade-offs. Their small size at birth is thought to result from their diet. Bamboo, despite being pandas' primary food source, is low in nutrients, and female pandas can't afford the metabolic demands of carrying a larger baby. This adaptation, while necessary, makes survival an uphill battle for newborn cubs. It's a harrowing start for an animal whose adult form is so robust. The cub's vulnerability makes it easy prey for predators. If the mother's attention falters, even worse, the energy required to care for such a fragile baby puts a tremendous strain on the mother, which leads us to the next challenge: motherhood decisions. Survival of one. Motherhood for a panda is a constant balancing act, and one of the toughest decisions they face comes when they give birth to twins. Yes, pandas can have twins, but nature rarely allows both to survive. In the wild, a panda mother almost always chooses to care for just one cub, abandoning the other. Why? Because raising even one cub requires enormous energy, and pandas simply don't have the resources to support two. This heartbreaking reality is a survival strategy. By focusing all her attention on one cub, the mother maximizes its chances of survival. The other cub, sadly, is left to fend for itself or succumb to the elements. This decision is a stark reminder of how precarious life is for pandas, right from the start. In captivity, conservationists often intervene to ensure both cubs survive by rotating them between the mother and human care. This process requires meticulous planning and round-the-clock care. The intervention not only highlights the fragility of panda cubs, but also underscores the vital role human support plays in their survival. However, in the wild, this kind of intervention isn't possible, and it's just another harsh aspect of panda life, a slow path to independence. Even if a panda cub makes it past those critical first weeks, its struggles are far from over. Development for pandas is painfully slow compared to many other animals. For instance, while some mammals can walk or even run within hours of birth, a panda cub doesn't even start to crawl until it's about 3 months old. During this time, it remains entirely dependent on its mother for food, warmth, and protection. It takes nearly 6 months before a cub is strong enough to move around confidently, and even then, it's not ready to fend for itself. This extended period of vulnerability makes panda cubs easy targets for predators like leopards and jackals. A mother must remain vigilant at all times, a task that's exhausting both physically and mentally. For the cub, this slow development is just the beginning of a long journey.